Welcome to a new year and a new decade. 2020 is officially here. And with that also brings some news from Stewart Brown and the quarterly performance of aged care providers. We'll unpack that a bit later, as well as the December data. I'm Robert Covino, and this is Mirus Industry Analysis, December edition. Well, the end of the year finished moderately flat for average daily subsidy across all three cohorts. The not-for-profits were up ever so slightly, with private operators retreating just a little bit, but the industry is holding just at the 179.66 mark for the period of December. Occupancy also had a relatively flat month. We did see the not-for-profits still maintain above 90%, and the overall industry as well maintained just over 90% with occupied bed days through the December month period. Well, if we look at our claiming activity for the month of December, we did see the mandatory claimant activities retreat across all three segments. The private operators were just around 9.5%, with the overall industry at 8.7% in mandatory claims. If we unpack the mandatory claims and put our attention to the voluntary claiming, we can see there was also a bit of a mixed result over the December period. The not-for-profits actually led above 3%, whereas the private operators were below 2% or below 3% in their voluntary claiming. This is attributed to some of the retreat in the overall ADS figure at 187 over that period. For the December period, we did see the overall age of claims come down slightly, with the industry traveling at just over 35% of claims being greater than 12 months in age. The private operators and the not-for-profits also declined slightly, with the private operators leading at just above 28% of their claims being greater than 12 months of age in the Medicare system. For the new AC fee versus the departed AC fee, which is a measure of the entrance level of acuity for the residents, we did see a slight increase as providers did open up more of their beds to more individuals. And as a result of that, we did see about 20 cents added on to the overall industry of the new admission versus the departed AC fees. Our target for this is to try to achieve a close to a $20 a day variance, and also think about your admission processes related to the residents that are presenting to your facilities. This time of year is also a good time to look at some of their admission processes and transparency of the residents that are coming into facilities, and tracking the acuity or projected AC fees to understand how this will disrupt some of your overall ADS figures. Within the complex healthcare domain over the December period, we did see the 4B and pain management procedures all go up across all three segments. The industry is now over 50% of 4B claims in the Medicare system, with the private operators traveling just under 53% and the not-for-profits just above 49%. If we look at the pressure area care procedure, procedure 5 within the complex healthcare domain, we also saw an increase across all three cohorts. The industry is at around 38.5% of all claims in the system having a pressure area care treatment against them. If we turn our attention to the workforce data over the December period, we did make some changes to how we report data for the AIN and enrolled nursing. As our workforce data does increase, we have seen different strategies in place with providers, and to ensure the integrity of the data is consistent, we have combined the AIN and enrolled nursing hours together for the purpose of this reporting. If we turn our attention to the care hours over the December period, we did see the RN hours increase by just above 3% to 0.59 over the December period. The AIN and enrolled nursing hours did decline around 2.6%, with agency also declining by 6% over December. Within the allied healthcare hours, we did see a slight increase, around a half percentage point, to 0.017 hours worked on a per bed per day basis. Well, financial sustainability is front of mind with the Stewart Brown quarterly report coming out this week. The peak bodies have all raised concerns about the percentage of homes now operating at a loss over the period reported by Stewart Brown. We'll continue to put our attention to this and watch this unfold, but if you are interested in how your organization is performing, please sign up for our free benchmarking report, and you can track some of your own organization's trends. Like all of us at Mirus, I'm sure your organizations have also been equally devastated by the fires that have ravaged through a country over the summer period. Our thoughts are especially with the 90 affected providers that have been managing it tough over this summer period, and the staffs and families that have been working relentlessly. We've also seen some amazing acts of courage and communities coming together during these tough times. Let's draw from this in our shared vision of making aged care better. Thank you for joining us. I'm Robert Covino, and this is Mirus Industry Analysis, December edition.